The ancient city of Nan Madol, known as the Venice of the Pacific, was constructed on man-made islets close to Pohnpei, Micronesia. For decades, scientists have been perplexed by its enormous basalt formations and enigmatic beginnings. The idea that the Saudeleur dynasty constructed the site was called into question in 2019 after a LiDAR investigation on nearby Temwin Island showed an advanced irrigation system. Researchers Giorgio Tsoukalos and David Childress were intrigued and decided to investigate whether the origins of this centuries-old mystery may perhaps be found outside of Earth. Narrator, September 16, 2019, Baltimore, Maryland. After a 6-month effort, a team of scientists supported by the U.S. Department of State Ambassadors Fund for Cultural Preservation carried out the first LiDAR scan of this World Heritage Site. LiDAR provides previously unheard-of access to otherwise inaccessible areas by using laser wave pulses to produce a three-dimensional, 3D picture of a region. According to a recent LiDAR survey conducted on Temwin Island in Nan Madol, a particularly constructed irrigation system was in place to sustain inhabitants on this little island next to Pohnpei, and Nan Madol was later built there as well. Therefore, who would have constructed such an advanced irrigation system that was unknown before this most recent LiDAR survey? Furthermore, it doesn't appear that this was constructed by the Saudeleurs, the so-called builders. Narrator. Although the study maintains that the Saudeleurs built Nan Madol, many scholars contend that the Pohnpei people's oral history does not support this. The main enigma surrounding Nan Madol has always been where the people got their food and water, which makes this most recent LiDAR scan remarkable. Additionally, the locals said that it needed to be booted in. However, they could have collected the water there if you look at this latest LiDAR survey, which indicates that Temwin has an artificial irrigation system. This makes me believe that whatever was at Nan Madol and Temwin Island was taken by the Saudeleur. Narrator. Does the LiDAR scan disprove the widely held belief that the Saudeleur are the ones who invented Nan Madol? If true, however, who constructed Nan Madol and why? September of 2019. Ancient astronaut theorists David Childress and Giorgio Tsoukalos traveled to the isolated island of Pohnpei after being intrigued by the findings of the most recent LiDAR study. They are looking for evidence that might provide fresh insight into a riddle that has persisted for millennia. Here we are. It's thrilling. Narrator. David is on his 5th trip to the megalithic site, while Giorgio is making his first. Okay, Lou. Hello, everyone. This is our man. Gus. The question mark, nice to see you. Greetings from Pohnpei. Greetings. Narrator. Giorgio and David meet Gus Kohler, the National Historic Preservation Officer for Micronesia near Mangrove Bay on the island's north side. All set to go? Come on, let's go. Narrator. They will take a boat to Nan Madol from here. One of the final old mysteries I have yet to see is Nan Madol, and I've longed to see this place for 30 years, and I'm eager to see what lies ahead. And David Childress is the ideal guide. David Childress. The 8th wonder of the world is Nan Madol. It's among the most breathtaking megalithic sites I've ever laid eyes on. However, virtually little is known about it. What do the visiting archaeologists have to say? Yes, Nan Madol, how do they say it was made? Everybody has many theories of their own. As you may guess, the terrain is extremely uneven if you carry it. You have mountains, you have valleys, you have water. Incredibly tough. Incredibly tough. Then there's the issue of wearing it or having it draped beneath a boat. We've attempted to carry blocks, small ones on rafts, and imitation out, but it's simply not feasible. David Childress. They are incapable. Really? You have truly attempted, we have attempted, to carry out the task, as recommended by conventional archaeology, but it was unsuccessful, not with the rafts we had. Narrator. The blocks needed to build Nan Madol were delivered by bamboo rafts, according to mainstream academics. Gus Kohler, however, disagrees. In his opinion, this approach has been tried and tested numerous times, even with the smallest basalt columns, and has never worked. A 1995 television documentary was one of the most recent attempts. Even with smaller blocks that weighed only 1 ton, they failed to show how this would be accomplished after multiple tries. Narrator. David and Giorgio first see the enormous basalt walls of Nan Madol during a 90-minute boat voyage. All right, let's get started. This is the enormous seawall, but it's simply enormous. Take a look at the enormous stones that are stacked here. However, it's enormous. It is merely 250 million tons of basalt that have been stacked up into artificial islands and enormous cliffs. It's mind-blowing. It's simply amazing. Some of these blocks are huge. David Childress. It's enormous indeed. Giorgio Tsoukalos. When I first saw Nan Madol, I believed it to be prehistoric. This location may be thousands of years older than conventional archaeology indicates. David Childress. When you see Nan Madol, you're amazed. However, since mainstream archaeology finds it difficult to explain what is on this island, most archaeologists don't want to open this Pandora's box. Narrator. Many people think that the origins of Nan Madol may not be an earthly mystery, including Rufino Mauricio, director of the Federal States of Micronesia Office of National Archives, including the potential for extraterrestrial life. Narrator. Extraterrestrial beings? Giorgio and David are committed to providing an answer to that query. They are also keen to examine the site more closely and look into the specifics of its perplexing construction as the first step in their study.